Hi, I'm Martha Meyer, and I am proud to serve at First United Methodist Church in Leonard, Texas, and we are blessed by God to share a blessing with our neighbor. It all started with two young girls who had learned to see with God's eyes. They saw schoolmates who didn't have enough to eat at lunch, and they mentioned it to their mom, Stacy, and thus was born the vision of Backpack Food for Life. Stacy shared that vision with the church, and of course, her church family gave its enthusiastic blessing. In order to bless the whole community, Stacy talked to businesses, other churches, and the schools. When some major donors had questions about the wisdom of such an expensive proposition, she passionately shared from her heart the need and the vision. When she started in the summer, the numbers were smaller. Each Friday, about 30 kids picked up bags from the back of Stacy's SUV that held enough food for each child in the family to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the weekend. When school started, Stacy convinced the high school librarian to give the program space, and the library became the staging area on Wednesday afternoons. And if you know anything about libraries, you know how amazing that is. Initially, the high school's kids helped just to get required community service hours, but after time, they started helping because they owned the program for themselves. The numbers grew until Backpack Food for Life was feeding about 80 kids per week, and that's where we are now. During Christmas and spring break, enough food is sent home for the whole break time. Eventually, Stacy needed to step back from part of that organizing, but by then, through her mentoring of the high school students, one of them, a young man who was a junior, was able to take over and organize and recruit for the weekly stuffing of the bags himself. From the children who saw a need and were confident that their mom and their church could and would address that need, to the children who have food to eat every weekend, from the skeptical donors who have been inspired to share their own financial blessings with others, to the high school kids who have been inspired to develop leadership skills and compassion for others. Lives have been changed because at First United Methodist Church, we are blessed by God to share a blessing with our neighbor. Yeah.